Hello, everybody. Today's the day. What is this from? Okay, let's see if you know what this is from. Can I remember the lyrics? This is the day we waited for. Brand new world. I don't remember the words. I'm sorry. It's a developer direct day. It's January 18th. I almost forgot what day it was. The past couple nights I've been a little bit restless and haven't had the best of sleep. So I took a little bit of an energy shot before this to help just be in the moment, you know? So I'm really looking forward to this, man. Whether there's a fifth game or not, I want to establish that before we start here. I titled this stream, If Indiana Jones... By the way, if you're watching this live, let me know if audio's okay and everything. Even if there isn't a fifth game, I titled this stream, If Indiana Jones is Not Third Person. Because if I see it in first person, I swear I'm going to be pissed. And that's not no offense to anybody that wants it to be first person, but just me, I want this thing to be third person really badly. So, yeah. But even if like there isn't a fifth game, I'm really looking forward to looking into each Ara History Untold indie, of course, being the highlight, Avowed and Hellblade. I'm looking forward to it, man. I love these developer diaries, vidocs, behind the scenes, whatever you want to call them. I freaking love those things. Here's another question. And thank you for letting me know, guys, to see you guys saying, Alex and Nobody saying, and Goose, audio's good. Thank you guys very much. And I think William, you're good. I see William going, Starfield not getting a soundtrack nod is crazy. Yeah, I have Starfield in the background going for now. Just for the first few minutes of this. Actually, it looks like it's a little bit too loud. I'm going to turn that down a smidge. But, yeah. So, I'm just looking forward to it, man. Did anybody used to watch way back in the day? I'm really curious, because maybe I'm older than a lot of you guys. I found out that I'm in the older area of my audience, if you didn't know. Does anyone remember watching back in the day, in the 360 days, where pretty much every Gears of War and Halo especially, maybe more games, but Gears of War and Halo especially, they would have these vidocs up the wazoo in the 360 days. Does anybody remember that? Is there anybody here from the 360 days that used to watch those? Because I feel like I'm the only one, and I loved those things, man. I thought they were awesome. So that's why I'm looking forward to seeing, like, and I'm a video producer as well, not just with the channel, but my freelance, by the way, had a great day yesterday on a personal note. I have a new gig that might be lined up. Yeah, so I like myself some good video production. So, Nobody with our first super chat in ages, man. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Oh my goodness, $4.99. Just want to say what's up and hope the show is great. Hope the show's great, Nobody. Shout out to you, man. Thank you so much. MVP of the stream. Shout out to Nobody. Yeah, I hope it's great, man. I hope we get a good... I don't know. I'll talk about that in a bit, but let me just say hi to everybody. Tuku says, amazing show ahead. Nobody says, then how would you feel if Indy does third and first? I think that's a great middle ground. I think that's a great middle ground. However, I think that would be the great middle ground, but it's like even watching other people's gameplay, you know, and just seeing other people like in their reviews or whatever, and it's just in first person. I think the other reason I really do want Indie as like a third person game is because I feel like that's something not very well in Xbox's repertoire. There's a lot of folks that say like, no, I don't want them to copy PlayStation. PlayStation doesn't own the third person genre. It's a thing. So it's fine. And it just feels like we don't have that very much in the Xbox stuff. It's just a lot of first person shenanigans. And I want those third person games. That's why I played Starfield. Unless that was like close quarters, I would go third person basically all the time. Maybe that's a new poll debate. It's like what you'd usually prefer is first or third person. But anyways, I would also just love third, not just because I want to see Indy. You know, he's an iconic character. I want to see that I am playing as Indiana Jones. But it's also, I think it'd just be great for Xbox as a brand to have a third person thing. Anyways, Hellblade 2 is third person. Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Alex prediction, first gameplay shot will be first, but then they will zoom out on Indy and start the third person phase. Yeah. That could be a great way. That could be a great way to kick it off. Supertone says I'm old. I am. Let me tell you, kids, cherish every day because you think that you have plenty of time to go for your dreams, but I'm telling you what, time passes by like in the blink of an eye. It's really true, man. Like, not to throw a bit of life into this, but the older you get, the faster time passes by. I miss time being slow because that's what made excitement for like Kingdom Hearts 3 a thing. Which, by the way, look at that necklace. Anybody recognize that? Anyway, nobody with a freaking other super chat. What the hell? Also, this is a debate with my friends. What's your take? Is Indy Harrison or not? Nobody. Thank you for continuing to be the absolute MVP of the stream, man. It's been a very long time since I've seen that. Thank you so much for supporting. I really, truly thank you so much, nobody. Try not to get emotional. It just shows support, so thank you. No. Harrison is definitely not voicing the character. They have somebody else voicing the character. Is the character going to look like Harrison? Yeah, maybe, but I think it's just another version of Indy. I don't think it's like spot on like the Harrison Ford Indy. I think it's a totally original version of Indy, and it's not going to be Harrison Ford. But his likeness, yeah, but we'll see. Are we getting the blazer? Well, no blazer for this one. I'm just hanging out with you guys. The Game Awards, I thought that was fun because it was like an award show, but let me see. I'm listening to Starfield's soundtrack and it was really good. Gears, Blade. Yeah, but when was the last Gears game? Like Gears, Blade's not even out. Okay, so we can't say that as an iconic thing. I'm saying Xbox doesn't have an iconic third-person thing. Like something that's iconic to the brand other than Gears of War. Yeah, Blade's going to be third person. Yeah, Psychonauts 2 was third person. Yeah, Hellblade 2 is going to be third person. But they haven't had that, like, branded third person action adventure thing. And that's what Indiana Jones can be. It's a great opportunity to do that. It's one of the best opportunities to do that, but we'll see. Big Z, less than 50 minutes show. I don't think we'll have a fifth game. Let's talk about that. So, I put a poll up. What are you guys are saying right now? I put this poll up because, and let's see if I can find, I'm going to give a shout out to Alex in the chat here, who makes great graphics online. And I want to see, I could have swore. Here it is. So I want to shout out Alex in the chat, who makes great graphics here. But he did this thing, you know, that it's been pointed out that apparently this developer direct is going to be 48 minutes. That's what people are saying based off of like a YouTube thing or whatever, and like pre-uploaded. It's supposed to be like 48 minutes or something. And then this is a great graphic where, you know, Bison saying the developer direct last year announced 4 games, but showed 5 in a 44-minute window. 4 minutes shorter than this year's. Even if it's the same amount of time, whatever, 45 minutes, let's just go with that. But technically, I guess it's 48. So, and he broke this down, which is great. And you see here, last year's thing, it was 6 minutes of Minecraft Legends, 6.5 of Forza Motorsport, 9.5 of Hi-Fi Rush, 5 minutes to Elder Scrolls Online, which, by the way, is going to have a post-show. I'm not going to react to the Elder Scrolls Online thing. I'm just going to kind of cut it off from there. So yeah, just fun fact. And then Redfall had the whopping 12 minutes, which I think is going to be very similar to Indy in this show. Indiana Jones, they already said, is going to be over 10 minutes of a deep dive. So, and then also 4 to 5 minutes of an intro/transition recap. So this was the show last year. Now, this year's show is supposed to be 48 minutes. Even, let's just say the same length, 44. But they only have 4 games. Now, if Indiana Jones is supposed to be over 10 minutes of the show, let's just say it's like Redfall where it's 12, and this show is 48 minutes. Let's do math here. Fun fact, I used to be a mortgage person, so I need to be good at math, gosh darn it. That would mean there's 36 minutes remaining. 48 minus 12, 36 minutes remaining. Now, maybe 4 or 5 of those minutes, let's be over, and say 5 minutes of that is going to be like recapping the show, Xbox, transitions, and whatever. That would leave 31 minutes. 31 minutes devoted to the other 3 games. That could be possible. Maybe each of the games has a solid 10 minutes. That's very possible. But if it's anything like that breakdown from last year, if each of those games has averagely, let's say, 7 minutes, that's 21. 21 minus 31. That means there's a good 10-minute chunk of just something else in this show. If they don't intend to give every game here like a 10-plus minute deep dive. Okay, if they intend to give each a 10-minute thing, then there's not a 5th game. But if it's like last year, I just did the math for you, that means there's like a full-blown 10-minute thing that could just, what the hell is this? There's a 5th game. There's a 5th game. So, as to what that game is, who knows? Like again, this is the previous year's graphics where this is what we got. Here's the 4 games. Just like this year's, here's what we got. But then after the show, you saw all 5 of these. After the show, we might see all 5 of these. So that's me going down speculation station. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, so that's speculation station happening. And that's why I was asking you guys in this poll, if there's a 5th game, do you think there's not a 5th game? Do you think the 5th game will kind of be like okay, this is cool, like Towerborn or Flight Sim? Do you think it's like oh snap, it's like something like Compulsion or Double Fine, aka South of Midnight or Project Killin'? Or the 4th option, which is wild, and that's the no effing way. And it's something that nobody thought of. So I'm curious what you guys vote in that poll. So far, 30 of you voted. And most of you are thinking it's the Compulsion or Double Fine option, like the oh snap level. I think that's where I'm at too. But vote in that if you haven't yet. And Ace, what do you mean by this? Imagine we got short round. What does that mean? Shout out to over 30 people watching. Thank you guys very much. Alex, wait for it. They might buy Osobo soon. What if they announced that? What if that was the way they're like, all right, we're going to give you a look at Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 as our 5th game. And by the way, we're happy to announce Osobo is now part of Xbox. I would actually be thrilled. I think Osobo would be fantastic. It's like I said, I'm against them getting publishers. I am totally for studios. Totally for that, but not any more publishers. Creature, so in short, we shall see. Yeah, shout out to Creature. That's a very high level patron. Thank you very much for being here, Creature. Terrence, do you think Hellblade 2 will allow us to upgrade Senua's skills and inventory? I really hope it's similar to Last of Us 2 in terms of that. I will say, Terrence, I'm very much in disagreement with you on that. Like if it has that and you want that, then great. But I'm strongly hoping it doesn't have that. Because Hellblade 2, I don't think they'll do that. because they're talking about how much they want Hellblade 2 to be an experience. You know, they want this to be like the most cinematically immersive game you will ever play. That it's not even a game, it's like an experience. Even Colt Eastwood, when I had him on my channel, he brought up this idea that, you know, maybe Hellblade 2 is like the first game ever to have like a 24 frame rate mode. When he said that, I'm like, I would believe it. I would totally believe it, because they want this to seem like a very immersive, psychological, film-like experience. And if they gamify it like that, I wouldn't like that. I want this to be just a straightforward narrative venture that is under 15 hours, that the studio just went balls to the walls compared to last time. And I don't think it's the action. I'm working on another video that's like Xbox's timeline, and I almost put Hellblade 2 as the action adventure thing, but I don't think Hellblade 2 is going to classify as that. I think it's going to be a graphical showcase, it's going to be an experience, and it's going to be a narrative that we experience. But I don't think it will be action adventure. So, anyways, I don't think they'll do that, Terrence, but we'll see. Let me skim through more of these. Perfect Dark. No, it's not time for Perfect Dark yet. That's a showcase thing. That would be in the fourth category, though. The no way. Just skimming through these. Alvaro, thoughts on the new Halo TV show posters, trailers? I don't care. I see Halo fans, like, even in our patron Discord, we have like a Halo channel there, and like I see them pulling up the trailers and the posters, and I'm just like, I don't care. I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes of the first season, and I was so turned off. And I see people going like, oh, yeah, but season 2 looks so much better. And I'm like, if it is, then I can't wait to hear that. But even if it is, if it requires me to go back to that first season and watch it, I can't. Like, it's only because I'm a fan. If I wasn't such a big fan, I think I could endure it. And I think it's actually an okay show. But as a fan, it's too hard. It's too hard for me personally, but so everything I see about it, I don't care. But that poster is cool. The poster that they're like surrounded by a bunch of Covenant, that one's a really cool one, just as an artwork. Exactly, Neil Cognito, please let Hellblade just be Hellblade. We don't want a God of War or Last of Us. Absolutely, I'm totally with that. I don't want Hellblade to be like other third-person action ventures. I'm totally with that. By the way, my goal for this stream, I literally wrote in my journal every morning. Part of my like morning routine is I write down like 10 things I want, whether it's like things I want today or things in general. I wrote down in my journal this morning things about this direct. Maybe I'll share it in a moment. But I was also like, I want over 50 people watching this developer direct with me. Congruent Viewers says we're at 53 viewers. So we're already at that. So thank you guys very much for making one of my 10 wants happen today. Freaking love you. All right. 4 games, 10 minutes of Halo TV. The Halo TV shows the extra 10 minutes. Yeah. At work, don't care. I'm watching this AP. Hell yeah. All right. Anyway, so I need to share a theory that I got. Oh, Joey, hello, I'm here, but in class, so I have no audio for the time being. Oh, another patron right there. Shout out to Joey. So I need to share something with you guys. I'm going to ease off of the music here and actually find, I'm going to find the actual stream because I need to do that. Let me just share a theory I have. I saw somebody on Twitter, and I'm pissed that I saw this on Twitter. It's in regard to this thing, and I was only going to put the 3 options, but then I added that 4th option because somebody on Twitter, man, I refuse to call it X. Somebody commented because I put like, today's the day. They put something down that I'm like, No effing way. And I almost don't want to say it to you guys because I don't want to give you hope either. Like, I was mad at him because I was like, oh my God, I didn't even think of that. And it just went down like the speculation hope rabbit trail. That's what this channel is. If you're not subscribed yet, I'd imagine if you're watching a live stream, you're obviously subscribed. But this is a community for speculators of the gaming nation that we are rational, hopeful, and respectful with each other. And we just want a group of people to chit chat with. And about this industry that we're so passionate about. And in that vein, in terms of hopes here, look, why would this 5th game be a mystery? Why don't they just promote it? Oh, because it's fun. It's fun to have a little surprise in the show. And I'm just like, yeah, but if it's Towerborn or Microsoft Flight Sim, that's just going to be really, I don't know, that's not going to be a fun surprise. Now, Compulsion and Double Fine is way more likely, and that's where I'm at in the poll. But, and shockingly, you guys are like a no way. Like, you guys are voting no way now, and I'm very shocked to see that. But somebody commented, and they confirmed, by the way, if you haven't heard, they confirmed Xbox came ahead, and I like that they did this. They confirmed there will not be a shadow drop here. A shadow drop, which means a release, like releasing today. Okay, cool. I like that they did that. So now we don't have to like wonder if they're going to do it or not. But hello, Hyrule. Somebody commented on my thing. Today's the day. And they go like shadow drop, shadow reveal. And they put a GIF. And ever since I saw this GIF, I've been on a freaking, why did I have to see this? And it would be so late. The GIF was of the bird and bear. The GIF was of Banjo-Kazooie. And I saw it and I'm like, whatever. But then, wait a minute. Because, and we're not expecting, Loader, nobody's expecting here. We're just, and I think the poll, I don't think that 35% is well deserved. I don't know why you guys are thinking no way. That's a realistic poll. This isn't a hope poll. This is an expectation or prediction poll. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I'm just sharing a hope with you. When they put the bird and bear, and Gotham says, I think that was me. If it was, man, I'm mad at you because I saw that. I was like, here's the thing. It'd be very, like, it would make the most sense for it to be the South of Midnight or the Double Fine project. Totally. But if it was Towerborn or Microsoft Flight Sim, that's lame. That's not a nice 5th surprise. But then I started thinking, okay? They wouldn't make that the 5th thing, and maybe they don't want, and I was also questioning, why would they not talk about Towerborn? Why would they not talk about Microsoft Flight Sim in this developer direct that's supposed to basically focus on 2024 games? Why would they not talk about those two here? So now I'm convinced neither of those are the 5th surprise, which makes me excited. Why would they not make that part of the expected 2024 catalog here? They could have did this with Indiana Jones. They would have blown people's minds. But they want people watching this, so they put Indiana Jones. I have a feeling. I have a freaking feeling. They don't want to talk about Microsoft Flight Sim or Towerborn because that's not exciting enough, but that 5th entry. And also, they don't want to fill this show with Xbox Game Studio thing or Xbox Game Publishing things either, because they already have Ara History Untold in it. They don't want to fill this, make a second one of something that we already know about and make that the 5th surprise. They don't want to do that. So what if that 5th surprise, okay, if it's from our game publishing branch, what is one of our partnered projects that they would be excited about? Motherfucker. You motherfucker. Why did you put that GIF? So I just, like, that's what was going through my head this morning. And I was like, I hate this. I don't want to get my hopes up and then be disappointed. And I'm not expecting it whatsoever. I think that's a no way in hell situation. But Gears Collection, that's very likely too. But anyways, Anyways, let's hurry up and get to it. I need to find it on Twitch. That made me winded. Should I sit down for this? I feel like I should sit down for this. Should I sit down for this? I don't know. Maybe that's another poll. But I don't know why you guys are all voting. I don't know. You're all voting for freaking the no way option, because I am in the oh snap category in terms of the poll. I'm the oh snap category. I think it's going to be something like, oh wow, this is awesome, but it's not going to be like a holy shit kind of a thing. That's my opinion. Is it too much to ask for any contraband news? I would put contraband in the oh snap option. I think contraband would be dope, but we shall see. Here we go. Oh, good God. Good God Almighty. We're a minute out. I'm excited. Oh, I should pay attention to these graphics. Actually, yeah, they did this last year. If you pay attention to these graphics. Before taking on the role of was a video editor. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Okay. Should I sit for this? Chat, should I sit or stand for this? First game, indie. I think, yeah, I wonder what the order will be. Oh, okay. I'm just kind of reading these fun facts. Okay. I'm nervous. I'm getting really nervous. Getting really nervous. Okay. Okay. Is there a purple one? Nope, no purple one. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Yay! Oh, I love this, dude. I'm so glad we're doing this again. I want them to do this every year. Kick it off. Just kick it off, and then the back half of the year is the showcase. I love this. This is great. 4 studios. Okay, 4 studios. We're not getting a 5th one. That's cool. That's fine. 4 unique games. So each of them are going to be 10 minutes. Each of them will be 10 minutes. You can do a cartwheel. I'm very impressed with you. That worked. Cool. I love it. I love it. As a video producer, I love this. Let's go. No 5th game. What do we do first? There will be no, doing Avowed first. Cool. There will be no Activision or Blizzard stuff here, Gotham, just to make that clear. They already confirmed that. Okay, this is something I want to see, because I'm not quite sold on this game
Welcome
yet.
to Obsidian Entertainment. I'm so proud to share with you our upcoming fantasy action RPG, Avowed. Avowed is an adventure into the heart of the living lands. A frontier at the edge of the known world, where you must put a stop to a mysterious spiritual plague and discover a secret at the heart of the living lands. At Obsidian, we love creating worlds with deep themes, dynamic gameplay, and thoughtful reactivity. And Avowed is no different.
Obsidian really is Xbox's golden child right now.
And fantastical.
They haven't really done much wrong.
Experience like no other. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's strange. It's one of the most incredible settings in the world of Aora. There's going to be a lot of great secrets to discover, one of which has a really personal connection to you as the player character, and you're going to have a great time getting to know those secrets and leaving your mark on the world. And when it comes to encounters, our combat brings the best of the moment-to-moment fun that comes with action-oriented gameplay and the depth and breadth of choice that you get with an RPG.
Wand.
Here to talk more about
That actually looked really
combat is
good.
Gabriel Paramo, gameplay director.
Here at Obsidian, our team's overarching goal is to empower you with choice. So we developed a flexible combat system that allows you to quickly swap from spellcasting and sharpshooting to melee combat.
I don't
We
need
wanna
these
give you
subtitles,
the freedom
FYI.
to mix and match your loadout to fit the way you want to play from
But actually,
moment to
no, I like
moment,
it.
uninterrupted. For
This
all
looks
battles,
good. I
you
like-
can combine a variety of weapons, attacks, and
Like visually,
abilities
I
for
think.
tactical advantages against a wide range of enemy types. It's not just hacking and slashing. You're making real-time decisions about when to use your abilities, powerful melee attacks, blocks, parries, and special attacks.
Like the animations and the like
If you choose
fluidity
to
is
approach
a little
combat
bit.
with a one-handed wand,
I don't know,
it feels
but-
quick and snappy when dealing damage to enemies at mid-range. Using the Tanglefoot ability, you can stop enemies in
Party
their
member.
tracks, giving you the opportunity to focus on weaker or tougher combatants in an intentional and controlled manner. It's important to pay attention to the types of enemies you're dealing with. Some units are extremely defensive, some are brutishly difficult, and others you must make sure you prioritize or their healing capabilities will put you in a tough spot. To help with the different encounters you will face, we provide customizable loadouts that can be quickly switched during combat. That means you can
Ooh,
play however you want.
I love
Equip a sword and
customizable
shield and charge
loadouts.
into battle.
Well, wait. Do you have like
Little
loadouts
pistol,
presets? That'd be
control the encounter
fantastic.
Or even
I
dual
hate
wield
playing
wands
RPGs and I
feel
have to
like a
switch around my
gunslinger
shit
mage.
all the time.
You can
Ooh,
use
dual
your
wield.
enchanted wand to freeze enemies, and then use your offhand weapon's power attack to shatter them. We've worked hard to keep you constantly engaged as battles unfold by creating a balance between pressure and manageability during combat.
Players will have
Cool.
ample choices
Cool.
for how to build and progress their envoy in the world of the living lands as they get to know the game and the story and explore the many diverse regions. Some quests in Avowed will have you make difficult decisions with profound consequences, like this side quest you may encounter in Shatterscarp, the third region you'll explore on your journey through the living lands. As you're exploring, you come across the bodies of these fallen soldiers, and as you explore the remains of the battle, it's up to you to determine who, if anyone, is at fault.
Just the four of us. Manu, Kiri, Naoki, and me. Training under Captain Ruiki. Trying to keep Thirdborn safe.
In other words, you're a gang of vigilantes. Not that I'm one to judge.
Here. Take my badge. Take everyone's.
Good voice
Our
acting.
families deserve to know we fought and died for them.
Making the right choice.
Thank
isn't
God,
always
I
what it
hate the
seems.
Bethesda
We embrace
straight
small
on camera
nuance and
angle.
gray
That looks
areas,
good.
Trusting players to make tough decisions in
I like the
complicated
Mass Effect kind.
situations.
My squad and I rested in the cave by the water last night, and as we were sleeping, we were ambushed by those miserable Zorips. I was so surprised, and it was so dark. I just got separated from everyone else. Look, I can't face those monsters alone, but I have to know if anyone else made it out. Of course he did. Sergeant Asui never has a thought he won't say out loud. So what did he tell you? That Captain Ruiki was sick? That I was paranoid? That I was a dumb baby? I heard it all often and loudly. Wait, if you found Sergeant Asui, why is he not here with you? What happened?
At the end of the quest, you have
These
a
characters-
choice. When you
this is
confront
good
Captain
dialogue.
Naoki, if you
This is
believe
good
the story he's
dialogue.
told you, you can hand over the badges and let him go back home.
You're right.
Oh.
Real battle isn't something you can prepare for, is it? It's not my fault. No, they should have never have camped in the cave. I'll take the badges. I'm going back to Thirdborn.
But if you confront him,
You can
if you
hand the
believe that he
badges.
fled the site of the battle as an act of cowardice, then he might challenge you to a fight to reclaim his honor. Either way, when you return to town, you'll see the consequences of your actions and the choices you made during this quest.
Yeah.
An immersive experience like
RPG.
Avowed is anchored in the world we build. Art director Matt Hansen and the team have worked to create a unique, colorful, and dynamic visual style.
From the outset, we knew that we wanted Avowed setting to feel rich, weird, and wonderful. We found inspiration in a wide swath of real-world cultures, helping us create a unique RPG experience. By contrasting the vibrant with the dull, or verdant spaces with sickly ones, we can better deliver complex emotional experiences for our players. The Living Lands is a continent of untamed valleys with widely varied biomes, from luxuriant forests to volcanic wastes. And each of those regions itself is a conflux of storied landscapes. All of the regions have a lot of special things associated with them, but I have a deep place in my heart for Shatterscarp. As you're wandering the wastes of Shatterscarp, you might notice off in the distance a vibrant jewel of color. By transitioning from destitute, muted tones of a wasteland of sand,
really diverse biomes,
towards a beautiful oasis, there's the opportunity there for life, for adventure, and even a little danger.
We hope you've enjoyed this look at Avowed. We're thrilled to share more about the game in the coming months, and we can't wait for you to explore the Living Lands when Avowed launches this fall.
This fall? This fall. Okay, so Avowed is going to be in fall 2024. Interesting, because usually fall is where a lot of people put their big games. So... You're asking the question that I knew. Ooh, nice artwork. That's a really good piece of artwork. Avowed looks really colorful. I know they changed the art design from the teaser, but yeah. Fall 2024 on Game Pass. Let's go. This looked really good. Like this is a good look. I wanted a bit more details on the game, so we will see. I think Ara's gonna be next. Oh boy. Okay, they have to be careful here. I don't want to see too much. Maybe we could get some insight on the making ofs, which they're gonna do, but like, I don't want to see too much. They've shown way too much. And give us a date. I don't want them to promote Hellblade anymore after this. We have seen it enough times. Let's just put a date out and be done.
Studio head here at Ninja Theory in Cambridge, UK. We're now
here we
in the
go.
final
My most anticipated game of the year,
FYI.
FYI.
Saga Hellblade 2. And the team is working hard to bring you an unforgettable journey into Senua's unique world and her battle for survival, where we have once again combined high fidelity and immersive presentation with a shorter, narrative-led experience that focuses on the things that we really care about.
A shorter, narrative-led experience. That's exactly what I wanted, and that's exactly what I figured. This is not supposed to be a gamey game.
Pitiless world stamps you down.
Senua is back with a new quest. She wants to stop the Vikings who raided her village right at their source, in Iceland. But not just her quest has changed. Senua herself has grown since the first Hellblade. She's made peace with her past and is no longer in such fear of her visions and voices. While the Furies are still her constant companions, she encounters new people along the way.
Characters.
Some of which will value her unique perspective, and others who will reject it.
Little by little, this settlement became my tribe.
It's going to be really interesting to see her interact with other people.
In 10th century Iceland, on the trail of the Vikings who have been enslaving her people. In the story, we're trying to be as faithful to history as we can up to a point, establishing a solid framework and then building more surreal elements on top. Senua will face up to giants who have plunged the land into chaos, and which in turn has seen the rise of the Droiga, a violent threat that has swept through the settlements that she'll discover.
Do you fight the
Senua
giants?
will make new enemies and also new allies who will come to see her unique perspective as a beacon of hope. And she'll discover, along with us, how this viewpoint can have its advantages.
Senua is a Celtic warrior who experiences psychosis, seeing things that other people don't, hearing voices, and having unique beliefs about the world around her. To bring Senua's perspective of the world to life in a truthful way, we have once again worked closely with Professor Paul Fletcher at the University of Cambridge, as well as people with lived experience of psychosis.
What does that mean? What does that mean? It's terrifying.
Players will find themselves traversing beautiful and hostile environments, seeking answers from patterns and signs that Senua sees in her own unique way, and battling through encounters with enemies that will push Senua to her limits.
So there are going to still be the psychosis things where I guess the puzzles, you know, she's going to be able to see things in certain ways that other people can't. So that'll be interesting.
On Saga, we've taken everything to the next level. With a new motion capture space, a bigger stage team, a stunt crew, and a new cast.
They did this in a freaking spare
the motion capture shoot,
before,
thinking of what events would be good to bring into this fight. Like, how can we make this fight feel different from the previous fight? We have all new combat for the sequel.
How can we make this fight different than the last?
One of our key goals was the ability to actually tell a story throughout it. It does feel very different from the first game, but it's very brutal and you're very invested in it. Senua isn't a superhero. She's fighting for survival, and we want the player to feel her struggle in every step of her journey. We want the player to always feel like they just scraped through, just survived it.
Mel knows Senua better than anyone, better than I do. Her instincts are amazing, and she really doesn't need much help from me. On stage, our main focus is storytelling. So I get to watch the actors and see all the beautiful expressions on their faces. And then I have to wait a little while, and then I get to see that all again, in-game, in costume, on location, everything. It's a great experience, a great process.
I love this freaking... Oh, I love this. Getting to know it, yes.
Immersion
Dude, look at the shading! Holy shit!
Senua's story.
Whoa!
We were lucky enough to do a few reference gathering trips in Iceland. You have to be there. The sense of scale, everything is incredible. And you see a scene or you see a small section of the game and you're like, yeah, that works, that's amazing.
Senua experiences reality differently, and a part of this manifests in the voices she hears.
She will collapse. She will collapse.
These voices come to life through binaural audio, which provides a good representation of this type of auditory hallucinations. As we focus in immersion, binaural audio is perfect for this because through headphones, you surround yourself in a three-dimensional space. In the first game, we only applied to the voices that Senua listens in her head. In this game, through spatial audio technology and some extra little things within the game, there is music that is binaural. Every single sound has the potential to be binaural, so everything is spatialized around you, and it's a very beautiful experience.
Good. Yeah, sound is something that I think people really underestimate about the first game.
Music is a strange
it was so
language
important.
In the sense that it speaks to our emotions fast and deep. It's not only about quality, it's about personality. So when you listen to Hellblade, you know it's Hellblade. On the music, we are working with Heilung, which for me is a personal privilege because I really admire them. We feel their craft, their depth, their meaning in the music. It really connects with our game and elevates it to something really special. We are also working with a heavy metal singer, throat singers, and our very own Furies. They sing so beautiful, and we add that binaural touch of music. So this all creates a very immersive...
the circling of the head. I'm so excited for this freaking game, dude.
Our mission here at Ninja Theory is to craft life-changing art with game-changing tech. And that's our aim in Senua's Saga Hellblade 2, is to not only see where Senua goes next, but to deliver something really meaningful for our players.
My hope is that they will really connect to Senua as a character, and even if they can't really relate to what she's going through, maybe they know someone that relates to that character and they can then understand that person better.
Well, I don't want to sound cheesy, but in a way I'm Senua, right? She exists and doesn't. It exists through all of our work, through every ninja. So we all are Senua, and we are creating this character that grows and grows and grows and grows and keep growing and keep changing. So that makes it real.
I'm so proud of the love, care, and passion our team here at Ninja Theory are putting into Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Our hope is to not only create a game that is great to play, but to craft an experience that leaves you thinking and feeling. From our combat gameplay through to our action set pieces, from our cinematic scenes to our puzzle solving, everything is crafted in service of Senua's journey. A journey that you can embark on.
May 21st! We have a date! And it was the rumored one too, but whatever. May 21st! Let's go! Oh, we have a date. May 21st. Oh, I'm blocking it out. Is that on a weekend? Uh-oh. Square Enix? Oh, wait, don't be. Oh, okay. I don't like this, unless this is a partner thing. I like these developer directs being first party things. I like this being first party things. Okay. Unless it's like a partner thing where Xbox Game Studios funded it. But isn't this... It's not Mana, but...
Xbox players.
Interesting. This was not expected whatsoever.
Producer for the Mana series here.
Yeah, Mana, exactly. Yeah.
聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナの情報を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにいち早くお伝えできる機会をいただけて
I don't feel good about this, but okay.
コンソールゲームとしては約
I don't feel good about this.
聖剣伝説シリーズの完全新作。聖剣伝説シリーズは1991年にファイナルファンタジー外伝として誕生して以降、マナと聖剣をめぐって描かれる愛を
I mean, here's a partner Japanese thing, which is what they want, but...
心に響く楽曲の数々。武器の特性を生かして戦う。
What category does this go in on the poll? It goes in the...
17作発売され、
category.
長らく愛されてきました。本作は30年以上の歴史あるシリーズの最新作となるため、これまで培われてきた聖剣伝説としての世界をしっかり感じられるものを目指して鋭意制作中です。フィールドでは自然や精霊とのつながりを感じられる色彩豊かな聖剣伝説の世界を体験してもらえると思います。シリーズおなじみのモンスターたちも本作に登場しています。
Ace. I'm well confused.
これらのおなじみのモンスターたちを作り出した聖剣伝説の生みの親である石井浩一さんとともに聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナの内容を紹介していきたいと思います。
Hello, I am Koichi Ishii from Gretz.
Man.
I'm so happy to introduce the newest game in the Mana series to Xbox players. 初期の頃からシリーズ作品に登場しているモンスターたちは私が考案したものですが、中には小学生の頃すでにイメージができていたものもあります。今作では初めはドット絵からスタートしたモンスターたちをどのような形で最新化して聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナに落とし込むか。
Flares, that's what I'm wondering. It's like, I don't believe this is even an exclusive or anything, so it's like, why? It's not even an exclusive or anything, so it's like, I'm really, like, of all the things ever.
自分の頭の中ではモンスターたちは立体的に生き生きと動いて、これまで自分が携わった作品ではそれらをどうやって当時の技術で表現できるかにこだわって作ってきました。最新作では聖剣伝説のモンスターたちのただ可愛いだけではなく恐ろしさの部分もしっかりと表現できているので、バトル中はモンスターたちの表情にも注目してください。
これまで聖剣伝説シリーズには空を旅する海を渡る手助けをしてくれる頼もしい仲間たちがいましたが、今作には広大なフィールド探検に欠かせない新たな仲間が登場します。
Even if it's a Game Pass day one, it's like I'm still a little bit bitter just because I like branding. I like what the developer direct meant, and now this basically means that anything can show up in these. So I like it being, we have over 30 studios now. Let's take a look at our in-house studios or our partners that we're making second-party stuff. But
見た目はアルマジルによく似た仙山港や古代エジプト神のアヌビスの子供といった具体的なイメージが浮かんできて、それぞれの特徴を取り入れながらラフデザインを書き起こしました。デザイナーにもアイデアを出してもらいながら、足の長さや丸まった時のイメージ、
I'm with you, nobody. Japanese support is great.
見え方も考えながら調整を重ねていき、
this is actual third party kind of a thing.
もう一つの挑戦は楽曲面です。過去さまざまなコンポーザーが携われた楽曲の雰囲気が感じられつつも、最新作として素晴らしい新たな楽曲が生まれました。 BGM でもしっかり聖剣伝説シリーズらしさを感じてもらえると思います。 過去シリーズの楽曲を手掛けたクリエイターたちが全100曲という大ボリュームの制作に挑んでくれました。
Did anybody predict this?
新たな試みとしてフィールドの探索からバトルまでをシームレスに体験できるよう今作ではインタラクティブミュージックを導入しており、冒険の没入感を高めてくれます。探索中の BGM がバトルに入った瞬間、アレンジが切り替わる様を実際に聞いてみましょう。
Really, Duke? I'm like a firm. I think last year's was better instantly. But this isn't over, so.
空中でのアクションがバトルの鍵となっており、武器での攻撃だけでなく、魔法での攻撃も可能になっています。
It's a good sign for the
そし
partnership
て
with
本
Square
作な
though.
らではの特徴として、聖剣伝説シリーズではおなじみの精霊たちがいますが、その力を宿した武器を使うとバトルを手助けして
If
く
you
れ
wonder
る
why
よ
I'm
うに
quiet, it's not
なり
because
ま
I'm
す。
bored. It's because like all these I'm actually like
精
trying
霊に
to.
よっては様々な特性の違いがありますので、その効果とともに聖剣伝説の世界らしい不思議な力で爽快なバトルを楽しんでいただけます。
オリジナルモンスターやピックリにも注目してほしいのですが、聖剣伝説ビジョンズ・オブ・マナーは聖剣伝説らしさを感じてもらえる作品になるよう、小山田君を中心にチームのみんなが頑張って作ってくれていますので、ぜひ発売日を楽しみに待っていてください。私自身もプレイするのを楽しみにしています。
聖剣伝説シリーズとして初めて Xbox ユーザーの皆さんにお届けする本作、聖剣伝説
That's cool.
ビジョンズ・オブ・マナは今後も様々な情報をお届けしていきますので、ぜひご期待ください。この夏、この忘れられない冒険を Xbox ユーザーの皆さんに楽しんでいただける日が
Summertime.
今から待ちきれません。
Summertime. It's not even available on Game Pass. It's not even available on Game Pass. Oh my god. Wow, this was so shoehorned in. I'm bitter about that one. I have to say, I'm really bitter about that one. That's not even a Game Pass launch. Holy shit. Okay, they sold. Exactly. Wow, that's a huge bummer. All right, let's move on from that. Anyways, back to the first party stuff. Because yes, second party is a made up term, so this is technically first party.
Welcome to Oxide Games. We founded the studio.
This is an Xbox game publishing game.
Decades of personal experience building some of the most beloved strategy games of all time. Like
They are partnering with Oxide to
We came
make
together
a
to
game.
create something new and innovative in a genre we all love. Ara History Untold is the game.
Partner preview, exactly, Mindwreck. Partner preview,
Ara is an
exactly.
homage to historical gamers, strategy gamers, 4X gamers. It features all the depth and gameplay fans of this genre love, where you'll explore the world, expand your nation, govern your people, and engage with your rivals on the international stage. But it isn't just more of the same.
I like those units. I didn't like Age of Empires' individual units. I like
a modern,
the groups.
empowering, and truly compelling and approachable way.
For example, we have over 100 instruments on display in the office, which are all things that we purchased in order to add to the soundtrack and expand the game and make it really good. Hi, Dan. That's Dan. We started in his basement. It's been an amazing process to see from concept to completion. We started small, building a robust game engine, questioning our design assumptions, and prototyping out features, rediscovering what made us fall in love with strategy games in the first place.
The end result is Ara, the historical grand strategy game that presents a living world where you can rule how you want to rule and chart your own path to becoming the most prestigious nation on the planet.
For Ara, we knew we needed deep systems with outcomes that encourage exploration and give players the power to experiment and make meaningful strategic choices while still having agency over their playstyle.
We also wanted to explore more in different parts of history and give players from around the world the chance to see the game reflect their unique perspective and not just ours.
And finally, we knew that for players to feel the impact of their decisions, they would need to see their choices reflected in the game world itself, not just through numbers on a menu. One of the first differences you'll see when you dive into Ara is what we call the living world. It's a procedurally generated alternate Earth, bursting with life, an intuitive, authentic, and immersive space, a blank canvas for players to paint the society of their dreams.
The living world isn't just a map. It reflects the choices players make over the course of the game. They can see everything from the settling of the wilderness to cultural influence on architecture over time to the thousands of citizens living their lives and reacting to the changes. We want players to feel like they're truly occupying the world, leading their people as they thrive and grow. Core to the vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. And no feature better exemplifies this than the prestige system.
To win a game of Ara, players will compete with their rivals to build the most influential, impressive, and important nation the world has ever known. This is measured by prestige, the player's score that proves their worth as a leader.
The prestige system gives players
I'm really listening to this, sorry.
what kind of leader they want to be. Do they want to pursue great works of arts and culture? Military might? Scientific advancement? The choice is theirs. In Ara, there are no set victory conditions. Players get to decide what is most important to them and focus and prioritize on those goals while still being able to win the game.
Personally, when I play Ara, I like to build triumphs. Triumphs are our collection of incredible monuments and architectural achievements from throughout human history. Like the Great Pyramid of Giza. They're hard to build, but worth it, giving huge prestige bonuses and game-changing abilities to the nation that constructs them.
Another aspect of Ara that I'm personally excited about is our crafting system.
The crafting system offers a unique challenge to the player that they generally won't see often in the 4X genre. Succeeding at balancing, gathering the right things, turning them into the tools that you need, and then finally getting to the outcome or reward of something like an important improvement or triumph just changes the challenge that exists in Ara compared to other 4X games.
Crafting plays out in Ara at a national scale, with players honing and combining the natural resources they harvest into all manner of goods and components. Those are the foundation for everything, from international trade to improving their cities.
This is a really good walkthrough, I have to say.
And even manufacturing the weapons
I know I'm trying to mess with
necessary
my
draft
speaker
military
here
units.
at the same time.
The crafting system in Ara encourages thoughtful, advanced planning. It rewards players who can see the strategic outcome of all their collective decisions, and not just the individual ones.
I'm proud of the work that's gone into our simultaneous turn system. Many strategy games have players alternate taking turns and reacting to their opponent's moves. In Ara, all players' actions are resolved at the same time. This rewards players' ability to navigate uncertainty, to predict and strategically plan for a variety of scenarios in the moment. This system makes Ara just feel more real. In a typical strategy game, once your turn is finished, you have to wait for a long time. With simultaneous turns, generally speaking, those times are very low. You get to keep playing the game and stay engaged rather than having those periods of downtime where you're not doing anything.
It's not easy sifting through all of history and picking what to include. For Ara, we wanted to offer a fresh perspective, so we looked at cultures and societies throughout the millennia with the broadest lens possible.
Where this approach really shines is in our leaders. Leaders are so often seen as military personnel or prominent government figures, but
I'm
leaders
really
come in
listening
so
to
many
this.
different forms. They're thought leaders, scientific and cultural
I know you guys are
prodigies,
just talking back and
many
forth
more.
about the mana thing, but
Each leader in Ara has a number of special abilities determined by their personality
I'm gonna
traits,
wait till
as
after
well
we
as a
talk about
powerful
that.
and unique leader trait informed by their contributions to world history.
With a diverse global roster, we know players will find leaders that they will want to play. And even a few that may surprise them with how fun it is when those leaders are handed the reins of power.
For us at Oxide, player feedback is the only way to really understand what you're making. It gives us that priceless perspective from the people we're making Ara for, you.
Building the game alongside real players has given us that critical player feedback. In the end, we believe this makes for a deeper connection between the players and the game.
what if they ended with this? You know, like I know Indie's after this, but like just imagine if they started with Indie and then they did the mana thing.
A little bit too aggressive.
And then they ended with this.
We knew we should probably make a change when one of our insiders made a forum post that was just
Cougars, cougars,
Cougars, I hate cougars!
someone get these feline demons away from me. I'm happy to report, based on more recent feedback, that I think we ended up in a good place with the overall threat level of mountain lions to a player's citizenry.
It's been years of hard work to bring you a strategy experience like no other. And we're so excited that we can finally see the finish line. We can't wait for players to get their hands on the game later this year.
But the launch of Ara is only the beginning. We're
Wait.
going to maintain our insider program after the release date and continue to listen to players and support the game into the future.
On behalf of everyone at Oxide Games, thank you for joining us today.
Later this
We can't wait
year?
for you to play Ara and to create your own history.
Wait a minute. So if this is in fall and Avowed's in fall, and then Hellblade's in May, there has to be a first quarter game. There's no way, Indiana Jones. There's no way. Are they just not gonna have a first quarter game? No freaking way. Okay, let's go. Here we go. There's no way. Okay, here we go. Finally, Machine Games. It's been a while, I feel like.
Hej och välkommen till Uppsala, Sverige, här hos Machine Games. We are really excited to finally be able to share our work on Indiana Jones.
Woo!
Since the first film came
I thought it was
out,
Tyler Raiders.
Indiana Jones has always represented the ultimate adventure. Even today, it's one of the most iconic franchises in pop culture. In this game, you aren't just playing as Indy, you are Indy.
You are Indy.
You will see through his eyes and experience a journey that we hope lives up to the proud legacy of Indiana Jones. When Tom Howard first told us about his vision for the game,
You'll see through his eyes. No!
I've wanted to make an Indiana Jones game forever. I had this idea for what it would be like and the story, what Indy was going after, what period of his life he was in,
All right, anyways.
arc he was going to have. And as the years went on, like the best studio in the world.
God damn it!
My friends at Machine Games. I can remember pitching Lucasfilm on the game and being, a little bit nervous because
Yeah, Todd, we knew that he was involved in the project ever since it was
their
announced.
response was just overwhelmingly positive, and just that excitement has bled through the whole project, and they have just been so trusting and supportive of everything that we want to do with the game. It's been a long time. I've been a fan of this my whole life, and I couldn't be more excited to show you what the team here has been up to. Let's take our first look at the new Indiana Jones game.
All right, whatever. See through his eyes. Fine. All right, let's go. Here we go.
I'm missing Dr. Jones. While you were playing your pointless game.
Wow, this is definitely id Tech. This looks like id Tech. Yep.
You're wondering if maybe you should have built yourself a life of meaning instead of ending up here. Dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
Yeah. He looks good. I love it. This is what I wanted. I wanted him to look like his own Indy. Cool. Oh.
Myths.
Yeah, whatever.
History. Just different ways to interpret the past. Thousands of years of humanity's
what's his name?
Beliefs, scattered and buried. Just waiting to be found.
You can't just run away from your problems, Indiana.
Watch me.
They had the Wilhelmer scream.
Mankind has built sites of great spiritual significance.
It's his own Indy.
If you were to draw a line through these ancient sites around the globe, you get a perfectly aligned circle. I've had run-ins with these guys before. Trust me, it ain't a walk in the park.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
What do you mean if I could keep up?
Man. man.
Patron of the fallen angels. Protector of the Chukulimani. The Great Circle.
God damn it! It was real! No! This title! The Great Circle. I think it's a lame title, but whatever. That's not what makes the game good.
Have any idea how old that was?
This oozes id Tech and machine games. This oozes that.
Indiana Jones is such an iconic character.
I don't know,
He
man.
means so much to so many people.
I'm really bitter about the first person thing. I'm not gonna lie, but
stories and memories.
it's pretty much it's alignment with who everybody that's working on it. This definitely seems like what machine games would make.
He's a brilliant archaeologist.
So anyways, let's hear what they have to say.
He's a charismatic everyman. He's passionate and determined. And for us, he's synonymous with adventure.
Now we have the opportunity to tell a new Indiana Jones story for a modern gaming audience. Our game is all about putting you in Indy's shoes, letting you see and feel what he sees and feels. For us at Machine Games, we do that best through first person. It's the ideal perspective to bring you into the rich, exciting, and interactive world we've built.
It's what they
We
do.
believe that being up close and personal to the adventure is key.
What they do.
Each action feel like your own.
It's what Machine Games does best.
Solving puzzles in ancient temples. Or seeing your knuckles go bloody in a fistfight. All of these moments are much more intense in first person. But we still
Can we stop rubbing it? Why are they rubbing it in? Why are they trying to defend it? It's like they knew people wanted it to be third person. Why are they trying to defend it?
Indiana Jones and the Great Circle
That's
is
hilarious.
set between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade.
Okay.
When our game begins, Indiana is working at Marshall College. He wakes up in the middle of the night to the sounds of a break-in and rushes to confront the thief in the college museum. The mysterious giant of a man makes off with what seems to be a historically insignificant artifact, sparking Indiana's curiosity.
Who the hell are you?
Following the trail, Indiana heads to the Vatican, hoping to learn why this particular relic was stolen, and discovers that things aren't what they appear.
He starts pulling at the strings of a mystery, and it all unravels until he has no choice but to see it through to the end, whatever the end may be.
They know what you wanted. Yeah.
Stop. Need help. Stop. Baby in Vatican. Stop. Indy.
We always talk about how clever Indiana Jones is. That had to be one of our guiding principles when we were thinking about the type of game we were making. It wouldn't be Indy if he wasn't using his wits to get through the situation.
Yep, there's got to be puzzles.
The most
that's for sure.
authentic Indiana Jones experience we can make is the one that makes you think first.
Yep.
Getting the hang of this.
No way in
Sure,
hell
there
there's
will
not
be
going to be
some
puzzles
obstacles
in an
that will be
indie
more
game.
easily overcome with the revolver or a gun taken from a disarmed guard. But I think most of the time you'll have more fun and, to be honest, a more genuine indie experience by finding more clever ways to solve a problem.
We always want
Because
to be
story's
offering more
important,
solutions,
Alex?
whether it's
Question
trying a different path through the environment,
We're not
to get
spoiling
around
anything.
enemies, observing
the back of the
enemy
box
patrols
description.
and using them to your advantage, or using the tools at your disposal, like the whip.
It's an amazing global adventure.
Look, there he is. That was
Action
there,
propelling you through your journey.
We have these really diverse environments for you to explore. Indy's journey will take him to the forgotten temples of Sukhothai, the pyramids of Egypt, the snow-peaked Himalayas, and beyond.
We look carefully at each location and the time period the game is set in, and we're trying to make it as authentic and accurate as possible.
We love creating rich, vibrant worlds, and in this game, we also had the goal of making it feel like a true cinematic Indiana Jones adventure.
One of the biggest ways to do that is with the music.
Yeah, I really hope. I think if there's anything in this game I have the highest hope for, please
We're really
music.
lucky to have found Gordy Hub, a composer who's been able to capture Williams' essence with his score for The Great Circle.
Yay. Yeah, soundtrack is so iconic to
Things
indie.
like cinematics. We're very physical with our production style. We use a lot of stunt actors. Things like this help us bridge the gap between making a game
It's linear.
and making
Come
a
on.
movie.
And of course, our characters do a lot to help bring the world to life as well. Next to Indy, Gina is our other main protagonist. Where Indy is pursuing answers just for the sake of curiosity, Gina has a personal stake in getting to the bottom of the core mystery.
Gina is an investigative reporter who has a lot riding on this adventure. She's been tracking a lead for some time, and now she's found an ally in this determined American professor. Their paths are intertwined, and they'll need each other in order to get to the bottom of this mystery.
Okay, then. Let's see if you can keep up.
Fight. What do you mean if I can keep up?
We always love our villains and think we might have found our favorite one yet in Emmerich Voss. He's this intensely psychological man. He's obsessed with the human mind and manipulating it.
He's highly intelligent and the perfect foil for Indy. They're both brilliant people, compelled by their passions and obsessions, but driven down wildly different roads.
He creeps up on you and gets under your skin like he gets under Indy's skin. It's captivating.
Dead and forgotten in the sense of Africa.
One of our mottos for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is adventure first. But in every indie adventure, there are always those moments where he finds himself in the action.
That's been one of those balancing acts for us, and we've ended up with this sort of hybrid experience that mixes melee combat, stealth, and gunplay.
How you approach any given situation is up to you. You may choose to sneak around an enemy patrol, or maybe you'll just pick up a shovel and whack them on the back of their head. And when you can't use your wits, you got Indy's most iconic tool.
The whip!
Just like you see in the movies, one of our goals has been to make the whip as fun and multi-purposed as possible. We want it integrated into every aspect of the game.
You can use it as a traversal tool to make your way around the environment.
There he is!
You can use it as a distraction. And yes, you can absolutely use it in combat. Everything you'd expect from Indy's whip. And hopefully a little bit more.
Which will be unique. I can't think of many games that you use a whip like that.
The spirit of discovery is so important to Indiana Jones. Obviously, there are a handful of puzzles on the main path, but a lot of the puzzles are optional and are just there for the players who want to experience them. Epic traps, small secrets, and hidden puzzles that blend right in with their surroundings.
This is still ways off.
What I love about our game is the level of interactivity that we have.
Pretty
We
sure.
have this world of mystery where anything could potentially hide a secret. The more you look, the more you'll discover.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Gotta be kidding me.
I want to thank you all for joining us for our big reveal of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Machine Games is known for creating these roller coaster experiences.
First-person experiences.
And immersive narratives. It's exciting for us that we have been able to stay so true to the Indiana Jones franchise and create such an authentic experience while still being able to showcase what makes us us. We are making a game for everyone, whether you are very familiar with the franchise or not. Because at the heart of Indiana Jones is an incredible adventure, and I think that's something everyone wants to be part of.
Okay.
I'm also very excited to announce that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle will be coming later this year. And we can't wait to share more soon.
Later this year, which, if it's in this Developer Direct, it's coming out in 2024. And that's what I want Developer Directs to be. But what I don't like about this is that Hellblade 2 is the closest thing. Anyways, I'll save those thoughts for afterwards. Releasing in 2024. Let's go. Well done. Looks cool. And that is our Developer Direct, where we had 4 first-party games and a total third-party, not even partner, but just plugin, basically, because it's not on Game Pass. It's not a game. It's not a game publishing funded game. It's not an exclusive. It was just in the show.
Is it animals, children, and game developers?
Our mission here.
I think Avowed definitely was the one that kind of caught my attention most here, I have to say. And I'll say afterwards
Core to the
why.
vision of Ara is our philosophy of rule how you want to rule. Stay happy!
Creating an immersive experience like Avowed is anchored in the world we build.
You aren't just playing as Indy, you are Indiana Jones.
My name is Masaru Oyamada. 今作はアクション RPG 聖剣伝説のアクション部分が強化されています。
I know it's going to be the most clip moment of this stream, though. I'll say that for sure. In 2024, with nothing in the first quarter of the year, your adventure starts here. All right, let's talk about this. So, Fine Direct. Thanks for watching. There was a fifth game. The fifth game was nothing that anybody ever would have thought of. Ever. Like, nobody in their right mind predicted that at all. But of what was shown, every game here, I will say that every game here was shown super well. Like, for real. Like all branding aside and everything, like every game that was shown here was shown super well. And even Ara History Untold, like I was really not sure about that one, but I dug it and it looked really cool. And that's why I was pretty silent during that portion. And I'm like looking at the freaking direct, like the actual Twitch chat, and I see people going like, no, Silk Song lost. And it's just like, I think that is the most bitter part of the show to me is that Square Enix bit. And it is nothing against Square Enix. It is nothing against Mana. But the problem with including that bit is that it means that that's on the table now. This isn't an exclusive. This isn't a Game Pass thing. This is not a partnered game that we are funding, so it's like an Xbox game publishing thing. It has no tie to us whatsoever. It's just the first time Project Mana is coming to Xbox, which is cool. But that's why it's here. And that just opens the grounds for that chat that I just saw where, you know, somebody was like, no Silk Song loss. I just saw that on Twitch. And it's like, that's on the table now. Because if Project Mana was here, then just anything can be in this developer direct. And I think that's, to me, a bummer. And I'm totally accepting of you guys feeling differently. But just anything being able to be in the direct, it just kind of takes away from the point. I like the idea of the developer direct being that time of year that we check in with the first party studios that are working on stuff at Xbox. Between all these over 30 studios they have. And it just felt really out of place to me. Literally, I would have rather that not been in the show at all, and everybody else just gotten like an extra 2 minutes thanks to that. I would have preferred that. I'm very curious if you guys disagree with that. But aside from that, everything else looks great. I see Hyrule going Keebs Indies on Game Pass. I know, like everything first party that Xbox makes is on Game Pass. Absolutely. That's the great part about them owning anybody, is if they own anybody, the expectation is that it's coming to Game Pass. And that was a very other disappointing part of that part, was that Mana, it's in this first party show, but it's not even coming to Game Pass. So it's literally just a plugin. So, but anyways, I thought Avowed looked awesome. Avowed looked really cool. I see Supertone saying, yeah, Avowed piqued my interest the most. That's where I'm at. And Joey saying Avowed looked phenomenal. I have high hopes for Obsidian cooking. Obsidian has, I will argue it, they have the best track record of anybody Xbox owns now. They have the best track record. And I think Avowed especially is just what really grabbed me, because I wasn't sure about the game when they showed it earlier, or showed it in the showcase 2023. It looked cool, but it's like, I just wanted to get to know it more. What's the RPG elements? What's the combat elements? What's the world like? And it just seems like diverse biomes, consequences to the RPG elements, and combat that's really customizable. They said custom loadouts. I really hope when they say loadouts that you can make like actual presets. I'm sure that's not an option. You can't do it in Elden Ring. You can't do it in even like a bunch of other games. You can't do it in Eliza P. You can't make these preset loadouts. But if they can in this game, I will be blown away. But the animation looked a bit weird. But I love the art direction. I love the dialogue that they had, the RPG elements. And Hellblade did exactly what I wanted. I see Joey saying Hellblade 2 finally got a date and now I can sleep in peace. Yes. Hellblade 2, all I wanted was a date, and I did want to see more, but I wanted them to be very cautious. I wanted them to just show us stuff that we haven't seen and just giving more of like an idea of what the game is. Like somebody had said at the beginning of the stream, I kind of hope it's like The Last of Us where you can kind of upgrade and craft gear or whatever. No, they said it. This is a short narrative experience. And that's exactly what I was hoping too. It's like, clarify that. What kind of scale game is this and what type of things are you dealing with? They gave you a glimpse of the story. You're dealing with the Vikings. We have new characters. The first game, you didn't really have any characters you actually interacted with. You're kind of just mentally seeing them as like these weird ghost images. And you get to see all the kind of different environments you might be taken to. But it is going to be a short narrative that I'm sure if you plan it out, it'll just be a weekend activity that I'm super down for. And Ara History Untold. Ara History Untold was super... I just think it looks interesting. I don't know if it's a game I personally will play. I don't remember. Did it say it was coming to Xbox? Because I tried to stay away from my PC. But it looked interesting, Like that's what I mean. Every game shown, including Mana, they showed it really well. I think my overall problems with the show, and I saw earlier Troy said a 10 out of 10 amazing showcase. That's awesome. I don't want to take away from anybody that feels that way. For me, I definitely think last year's was way better because one, it was all about, this is what our studios at Bethesda and Xbox are working on. This show didn't do that exactly with the whole Mana plugin. Two, we had a pretty well lined up thing. Here's Hi-Fi Rush coming out this month. In April, here's Minecraft Legends. May, Redfall, and in the back half of the year, we got Forza Motorsport. And also, if you want a live service, here's ESO. And they set up the year with that. And now, after this show, we know, the soonest thing is Hellblade 2 in May. And everything else is in the back half of the year. Avowed and Indiana Jones and even Ara History Untold, they're all in the back half of the year. So that means Forza Motorsport, their last first-party game, technically, their last first-party game, which is in October, they're not going to have anything for 6 months. 6 months. So I'm really bummed about that. Like, I think if there's anything, Mana's first, that's easily like a deduct a point. To me, that's like a deduct a 2 a point. I'm very glad that they're building this relationship with Square Enix, though. I'm very glad about that. But there wasn't a shadow drop, totally fine. But this show basically confirmed, hey, we have no first-party game planned for until Hellblade 2. That's wild. So that's my overall thoughts on the direct. In India, I'm disappointed about the non-third person thing, but I was ready for that. My reaction was humorous. I'm sure it's going to be the most replayed part of this stream, but I was ready for that. And what they showed, it looked really cool. I think some of the animation, it's kind of like Avowed, some of the animation, like Halo Infinite, man, bash on that game as much as you want, but I think the thing that I love about Halo Infinite is it looks great, and the animations in that game are really fluid. And there's something about it that just feels really good, and in the Avowed gameplay and the indie gameplay, both of those, I was like, I don't know, I feel like the animation in terms of like the combat could be a bit more ragdoll or things like that. But yeah, other than that, I think everything else, indie, the soundtrack especially, it sounds great. The visuals look great, definitely running on id Tech. I'm looking forward to just having this, like, you know, this very well-made Indiana Jones experience, even if it is first person, and plus it's Game Pass, so why not? But yeah, so like that looked really good too. I have no problems with the game shown, man. Every game shown I thought looked pretty good. But yeah, I definitely have a problem with my only problems are the big picture things. Nothing being released. Basically, there is a 6-month gap between Forza Motorsport and Hellblade 2. The mana thing felt like a big plugin, and those are my two main problems. And kind of compromising what the developer direct is with the first party thing. So to me, I teeter-totter between a 7 or 8 out of 10, but I still enjoyed it. Do you have a PC, by the way? I'm streaming. So that's how I'll answer that question. Rue Pertone. Avowed looks solid. 8.5 to 9 out of 10. Very excited for the story. Hopefully it might compare to Baldur's Gate 3. I hope so, man. Obsidian hasn't missed. Joe Egg, give the overall thing an 8 out of 10. You're saying an 8 out of 10 is F tier? If an 8 out of 10 is F tier, what's a 5 out of 10? Ultimate Sharps Gaming, Xbox has got it down, bro. They got the back half of the year down. But they definitely, nobody's won a year until the year is over. Nobody has won a year until the year is over. If somebody says that, then that is basically judging a book by its cover. My opinion. Flourish. Imagine if the mana portion is foreshadowing of Xbox buying Square. Shut up. Shut up. Don't say that. Oh my God. Can you imagine though? Nick was hoping for Gears of War. I mean, Gears of War 6 wouldn't show up in the show. No way in hell would Gears of War 6 be in this show. But the Gears of War collection, that could be a thing, but yeah. And I was saying this earlier, like Yak saying, I'd feel like people were really hoping it would feel like Uncharted and Tomb Raider because they're heavily inspired by Indiana Jones. And I admit I'm kind of one of them, you know, and it is. Like, Indiana Jones inspired those two games. So it doesn't have to be a carbon copy. But I do think that is something I was looking forward to. But it is. To me, it is that. It definitely feels like those games. It's just a different style. So, Rare, they say Hellblade 2 is just 8 hours. They never said that. All they said specifically was it's supposed to be a short narrative experience. But that's how long Hellblade 1 was. Hellblade 1 you could play in like 6 to 10 hours. So it'll probably be just as long as Hellblade 1. But just with much bigger scale and scope and technology and whatever. So yeah, I think it'll be like an 8 to 12 hour thing potentially. So Joey, no, I do my reviews where I mix the number and letter tiers. So my reviews are like 8 out of 10 F tier, 9 out of 10 is S tier, 5 out of 10 is A tier. I still don't get it. So an 8 out of 10 F tier would be a very low 8. Oh, I see. Instead of using decimals, basically. Okay. So the bottom of 8. Got it. So an 8 point, so a solid 8. I get what you mean. Yeah. Hellblade 2 is just $50 with 8 hours like the first game. Okay, William, actually, we don't know when the Towerborn flight sim release. So yeah, see, so that's a good point, William. That's a good point. We don't know when Towerborn and Flight Sim release. So that's the best hope, right? Help us, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope. That's our only hope is to get something in that cadence, you know, that Phil Spencer and everybody is like, our goal is to release one game every quarter of the year. and I see Alex saying Towerborn second half, according to Jez. I never listen to like leakers, rumors, speculators, or sorry, speculators are fine because they're just having fun. That's what I do. But I never listen to like Jeff Gordon or Jason Schreier and all these. But yeah, if it is the back half, Flight Sim will be summer like the last one, and I could picture that. Like summertime is a great time to release Flight Sim. So with that in mind, like that's not confirmed in any way because we need to hear that from Microsoft themselves. But if that's the case, let's just assume that's not the case, actually. We don't have anything for the first quarter of the year. Joey, yeah, I'm just curious in the first half of this year because the second half has 3 games already, and we have way more than 3 games announced for this year. Yeah, that's a super good point. Like Towerborn and Flight Sim, like those are supposed to be this year, and we don't know. So, anyway, Lord J, I liked it a lot, except Japan game. I just don't care about it. That to me just really bummed me out, man, because the whole point of something, and this is a very subjective thing. Like this entire thing is subjective, but to me, the mana thing broke what this developer direct could have been, and I thought it was. Like a lot of people were curious about if Stalker 2 would be here, and I said in our last stream why it wouldn't be, and that's because it's not a first-party IP. It's an exclusive that has a deal with Xbox to be that, but it's not a first-party thing. But now, it not even has to be that. It doesn't have to be an exclusive. It doesn't even have to be a Game Pass game. It just has to come to Xbox to be in the developer direct. Showcase is different. Showcase, I think that's great. Showcase, you should show that you have a lot of partners coming to your console. That's what Showcase is for. But I was really wanting the developer direct to kind of stay this pure, this is what our studios and partners are working on. By partners, I mean our our publishing branch that's like funding Contraband and Towerborn and so on. So anyways, yeah, so Sharps, I'm not looking to, I don't want to compare anybody. I don't want to say anybody's winning or whatever. So that's in the words of Black Panther, we don't do that here. But yeah, this is still a packed year. It's just the front half is a little bit empty other than Hellblade 2. So, but it was still cool. I love what the developer direct is. I am a little bit disheartened to what it is because of that mana thing, but I still love what it is being like a check-in at the start of the year to what mostly is your in-house studios working on stuff, and I think they did a good job. So, Jay Martin, Indie oozes the old Indiana Jones feel. It's a role-playing Indiana Jones game. Well, it's not a role-playing. Well, role-playing in the sense that you are embodying. I would say it's more so... There's a word for this, and I don't remember what it is. But yeah, Avowed is the role-playing game here. Every other game... Well, Avowed and Ara History Untold, where those are games that you are actually affecting how the narrative goes. But Indie, Hellblade 2... I'm just going to speak for those two and not Mana. Those two games are going to be straightforward narrative experiences. I saw one of you guys asking, but is it open world? Oh, no. Indie's a total narrative experience. But anyway, Flourish overall was nice. 8.5 out of 10. Mana made a bit sour, but still was good. Yeah, that's where I'm at. I think I should post a review video of this. I wanted to make a timeline video, but I think I'm going to save that for next week. The timeline video, man. That's going to be an interesting one. I will say, okay, if there's anything about like the front half of the year not being covered that I'm happy about, I get to play Diablo. I get to play Diablo. I get time to play my backlog a bit, so that's a little bit exciting. Maybe I can finally hit the God of War Ragnarok free DLC. Like, I have time. So I do appreciate that. Because the back half of the year is going to be packed, I guess. But the front half, I guess they have time to touch the backlog, so that's cool. Yeah, might be some copium, but seeing Square have a presence and the partnership with Xbox, Final Fantasy VII Remake might be this year after PS exclusive for Rebirth's End, probably 2 years off. I thought I saw like a rumor or something about that, Yak. We'll see. Final Fantasy VII Remake. That could be cool. That could be cool. Flair says Hellblade 1 good. It's fantastic. Hellblade. Listen to me. Listen to me. I'm gonna get close to the camera for this. If you haven't played Hellblade 1 and you have Game Pass, literally just devote your weekend, this weekend. If you're not like going on a trip or vacation or have a plan that's going to take up a whole day or something like that, if you have a decently free weekend and you have Game Pass, play Hellblade 1. You will be done in the weekend. If you get stuck, just look up a guide. Just experience it. There are some, you won't get stuck in the combat because the game's combat adjusts with you. It's an adjustable difficulty thing to make the experience just the right amount of challenging all the time for you. But the puzzles, some of those get freaking tough. If you get stuck for a while, just look it up. After trying for 5 or 10 minutes, just look it up. And you will be done with that game in under 10 hours. That's a literally 1-day game. It's phenomenal. Okay, it's not phenomenal, but it's a great short experience. Go play Hellblade if you have Game Pass. That's your homework assignment. That's your homework assignment. Anyways. Yeah, oh, and play with headphones. What's up, Ian? Yeah, play that game with headphones. That's the other thing. People say that all the time, but it's important. There's a reason for it. Play it with headphones. It's part of the experience. You have to play that with headphones because that's part of the experience. Anyway, okay, so I think I'm gonna skedaddle. I'm really not sure, man. I'm trying to debate how do I go about doing a video on this direct. What point do I want to say? My coach, I have a YouTube coach if you didn't know, and he's like, for discoverable videos, make sure you have like a point that you're trying to illustrate or whatever. And community videos, just, you could be a bit more loosey-goosey. So I don't know how I want to frame this, but I kind of... The timeline video, though, I have a timeline video. I was going to work on that for the rest of the day, but now that timeline video, I am thrown off, man. That timeline video. So maybe I do that. I don't know. Like, I'm kind of like... This direct really threw me off. So, anyways. And Joey, I just want to say, they set expectations perfectly. I better not shit about it. And I better not hear shit about it. They did. They did. I think they set expectations pretty gosh darn good. So, Indiana Jones looks incredible, dude. I think it looks great. I don't know about incredible, but I think it looks great. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this. Go ahead and rewind back to that moment that Indy was revealed to be first person because it is funny. I was ready for it, but it was funny. And just make sure you guys enjoy your weekend. I hope you enjoyed the show. Stay tuned for a video either about this or the timeline for Xbox. And thank you again to, I forgot who, I want to say it was Healthy I Whisper or something. I don't remember who, but somebody did super chats earlier and I freaking appreciate you for that. So have a good day. Well done. Developer Direct. Here we go.